This is one of the RGB snowflakes. I have 5 of them. The front is a piece of acrylic that's cut out on my laser cutter. I don't remember the exact code, but it's a translucent white. So you can think of that front part as being a diffuser for the LEDs behind it. And if we walk up close, let's see if I can find an angle where the camera likes. That kind of pink thing in the background, that is where the processor lives. It also runs on, like some of my others, it also runs on ESP8266. So that's hidden inside of that. And if I get close, you can see that there are actually circuit boards here. So the circuit board is the snowflake shape, and then there are some little clips that hold the front acrylic diffuser a little bit away so that it can diffuse the LEDs. So each of the arms has 9 LEDs. There are 6 arms, and then there's another LED in the middle, so 55. If I recall right, this is all coded in C++. This one's relatively recent, maybe 5 years old. And the PCB boards, maybe from this angle you can see it, maybe not. The PCB boards are actually coated in epoxy to try to waterproof the LEDs, and that has actually been surprisingly good. It's worked pretty well. I get a few faults now and then and take it apart, and sometimes I have to replace an LED, but they've held up pretty well for 5 or 6 years. And then that part right there, that's a 12 volt to 5 volt converter. The LEDs run on 5 volts, and then my cable that runs along the house to provide power to these runs on 12 volts. And that's to make sure that I actually have a full 5 volts for each of the decorations. One of them probably has 50 feet of cable, and this one, of course, is right next to the start, so to keep them equal brightness, that's the approach I take. So that is the LED snowflakes. Here is the RGB snowflake. I have the exposure turned way down so that you can actually see the colors. It's actually quite a bit brighter than it looks. You can see the lights in the background look pretty dim. So right now it's doing fading between colors, and it's also flashing. Okay, now we're doing kind of one of the RGB flash modes. So each of the 6 arms has 9 RGB LEDs on it. And then there's a center one too, so that's 55 LEDs total for each of these. So they're kind of going flash in and out, nice rotate. And then back and forth, different sort of effect. Changing colors as it goes back and forth. And then there's a nice RGB rotate. So 5 of those on the house.